Just a few hours after the ceasefire agreement was announced, men in northern Gaza were back digging through the rubble for the dead and wounded after an Israeli strike. The ceasefire is not due to start until Sunday. Then they heard a small voice. He was alive. Strong enough to wave for help. His name is Asad Fadl Khalifa. His parents, sister, aunt and uncle, we're told, were killed in the strike. He's 3 years old. His mouth was full of gravel and dust. He was trying to pull it out himself. We went to Nablus on the West Bank, the other side of the occupied Palestinian territories, to try to assess the mood. Israel won't let us into Gaza. Nablus is a Palestinian city with a long history of resistance to the Israeli occupation. It's a toy gun. Down the street, the faces of men killed using real guns to fight Israelis, some from a militia known as the Lion's Den. Heroic martyrs here, terrorists as far as Israel is concerned. Amma has a stall selling sweet corn.
Peace is difficult because you need to go back to the religion and doctrine. But we would love for the bombing to stop and for them to leave Gaza and for the prisoners to get free and for everyone to go back to their homes and family because they suffered a lot in this war. May God help them.
At her stall, Amina is desperate for the ceasefire to work.
It affected us a lot here, both financially and mentally. We, especially women, are affected by what we are seeing, the children who are dying. We hope we could help, but we can only pray.
A ceasefire, if it could hold, would be a considerable and an overdue achievement. But the sad truth is that it wouldn't end the conflict between Palestinians and Israelis. Everything that has happened since the 7th of October attacks has made the conflict about as bitter as it's ever been. Just outside Nablus is the Jewish settlement of Kedumim, home to leaders of the settler movement. Daniela Weiss has lived here for 50 years. Now she's working through her list of right-wing connections, trying to overturn the ceasefire deal she says is a betrayal.
For me today is a very difficult day. What government, what prime minister with common sense will give back the area from where thousands of Gaza people attacked us, conquered our parts of our country? This is treachery.
What does all this mean for Israel? What does it add up to?
In simple words, get ready for another war. It's cruel, dangerous, with many casualties. This is what it means today.
Itamar Ben-Gvir, Minister of National Security, shares her views, threatening to resign if the ceasefire is ratified. It is a reckless deal, he said, that releases hundreds of murderous terrorists, allows thousands of terrorists back to northern Gaza, and erases what he called the war's achievements. Ben-Gvir stalked off with supporters from his party, Jewish Power. Ultra-nationalist opposition to the ceasefire is a major political problem for Benjamin Netanyahu. Outside his office, Israelis who want to bury the ceasefire deal held a fake funeral. They want the Prime Minister to keep his promise to destroy Hamas and rescue all the hostages. For them, negotiating a phased prisoner exchange with Hamas and pulling out of Gaza smells like defeat. Police made some arrests. Many Israelis support the ceasefire. For now, the anger of those who don't is cancelled out by Donald Trump's determination to take a diplomatic victory into the White House. But the coffins intended to warn about the ceasefire's dangers are also a sign to the ceasefire's supporters that it might not end the war. Jeremy Bowen, BBC News, Jerusalem.